you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me and Fisa. With me as always is Devin, and we are about to recap the draft, the 2020 WWE draft, as well as do our predictions for Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Devin doing his best Vince McMahon impression for Hell in a Cell, and how he classically would always do the Hell in a Cell. That was mine.
Yes.
Just impromptu. So let's start off with the draft. And in full disclosure, so the last couple of weeks for me, I've been in and out with, being able to see bits and pieces of Raw and SmackDown. But, I'm pretty much caught up with most of what happened. There's some things I might get surprised by. So you might get my live reaction here on the show to things that Devin tells me. But Devin, you've seen everything right now, right?
Yes.
You're fully caught up.
Unfortunately, I have seen everything.
Unfortunately. So, okay, I feel a little bit better now. No, that's the case. But let's talk about the draft. So we talked about night one a little bit the last time we got together. So, some of the big moves from that, or, Seth Rollins moving from Raw to SmackDown, AJ Styles moving from SmackDown to Raw. So those are the ones that kind of stood out. And, of course, the New Day
split.
Being forced to split up, and having Big E stay on SmackDown, Kofi and Xavier moving over to Raw as the tag team champions.
And I don't know if you knew, too, the following night they broke up another team, Tucker and Otis.
They broke up Tucker and Otis, but then there's something going on.
We got some tomfoolery going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going for here, but we'll see. So now night two, of the draft. So let's talk about that a little bit. So, and also too, there was the supplemental draft. I don't know if we went over this already, but Humberto Carrillo is still on Raw. Murphy moved over to SmackDown to join, or sort of join the Monday Night Messiah. Really just rejoin that storyline. So he's still going to be a part of the Mysterio Messiah drama going on there. Drew Gulak moved from SmackDown to Raw. Kalisto stay on SmackDown. And Tucker, as you said, going over to Raw, being split up from his tag team partner, Otis, quote unquote, split up. But now moving over to night two, The Fiend was the number one pick on night two, moving from SmackDown to Raw. We also had Bayley staying on SmackDown, Randy Orton staying on Raw, the Street Profits moving to SmackDown, Charlotte Flair staying on Raw. Let's stop there for a second and kind of break down those first couple things we just talked about.
Yeah.
The Fiend moving from SmackDown to Raw. And it was on this show later on in the episode, we would see that Alexa Bliss would also go from SmackDown to Raw to keep those two together. What's your thought on The Fiend and Alexa Bliss being on Raw now with everything we've seen, including this last episode of Raw?
I think it works great for him and his character. Now, because for some reason, even, when him being on SmackDown, it just felt like he was out of place with that. I don't know, because it was just the aesthetic look of SmackDown, or maybe the character flow they have is more like, the sports oriented characters, not more big characters. Besides, Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, Chief Roman Reigns. So,
the Chief.
The
tribal chief.
Don't come at me, sir.
Bend the knee, sir.
Right. Bend the knee. I'm gonna call you the Chief. Right, man. So I just don't know if he ever fit within that mode. But Raw, he immediately fits in it, and it very, very being a very impactful character already, man. In the beginning of Raw.
Yeah, I like it. I like what I'm seeing so far. You know, the Fiend was a character that while on SmackDown, I don't know, I kind of just I was over it. I didn't really care anymore, really, on Raw or SmackDown, I should say. The Alexa Bliss storyline was interesting,
yes,
but it was still like, I don't know, it felt like it needed this move to make it feel even more fresh. And so on Raw now, you know, and seeing the two of them together in the ring, and you know, the she's out in the middle of the ring, she's saying he's here. You know, shout out to Poltergeist back in the day with that little line there. And then lights go down, let him in, and you know, he comes out. They're standing there eerily together. I was like, okay, I like the presentation. I like what they're going for, and it kind of freshens up the Fiend a little bit to just add Alexa and this switch to Raw. So yeah, I mean, kudos to them for you know, making the switch when they did, and maybe saving the Fiend from completely just being done.
Yeah, to me, for not caring. I think Alexa Bliss too helps as well. Like, it definitely enhances the Fiend's character, and I'm loving her the way she's evolving with this. Maybe she's starting to become Sister Abigail or something like that. It'd be cool if she puts on, I don't know, I would like to see a mask maybe similar to maybe like a female version of the Fiend mask. Like, how would that look if she had that on, you know? And I did like when they came in and interrupted, what was it, Andrade and Selena Vega, and they both did the Sister Abigail, Sister Abigail. That looks so stereo. Clean. Yeah, and you know what? I really think Alexa Bliss hits that Sister Abigail so much cleaner than Bray Wyatt. She put a little oomph in it when she's coming back, driving that hip, and she just put a little oomph into it, man.
The student has become the master.
Yes. I think that's where we're at, bro. I'm like, ooh. You know, Bray Wyatt is not bad either, but Alexa Bliss, she just does it a little bit more cleaner.
Okay. Well, I do agree that when the stereo sister Abigails, you know, that was fun to see. I thought that was great. You know, the way that she does it, she does it great. You know, she does it great. I don't know if I would go so far as to say better than him. But you got, hey man, your point taken. I'm gonna be watching now. I mean, like, all right, let's see how he's doing it compared to her, because you may have a point there. I wasn't even thinking that until you just said it.
I would say, look at the point where she's getting after the kiss, and it's the motion. She's getting ready for that driving that head into the floor. She does it like, I don't know, so believable. Like, oh shit, they definitely got a concussion. They're done. They need an MRI. They're done.
Oh man. All right. That's fair. So we're both in agreement there that the Fiend and Alexa Bliss together on Raw. Yes. So far, so good. Thumbs up there. What did you think about the Street Profits and the New Day swapping the titles? Just here, you take
lazy ass booking, bro. Just it's like they had a perfect opportunity to merge these freaking belts, because the tag team division sucks. It's like maybe 3 teams split between 2 brands already, and you had the perfect opportunity to follow the mode of what they're doing with the women's tag team division. Pay attention to that women's tag team division, man. They're starting to put more spotlight on it than what they do with the men's tag team division.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true,
man. And
especially what we just saw on Raw with the Fatal 4-Way. Like, they had the teams come out, and you're like, okay, they're trying.
Yeah. They are, man. And it's like you had the opportunity right there. I'm like, ooh, and it was teasing me. I started getting giddy. I was watching them. I was like, oh, are they gonna set this up? Maybe Hell in a Cell. We'll do it there. Find out who will be the best tag team. They was like, no, we found a simple solution, and it makes it's just real logic. Just swap it. I was like, what? Huh? What?
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm done, bro. I'm pausing this, bro. I need a break. I need a break, man. Just lazy ass booking, man. Lazy.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy because I was excited about a New Day Street Profits matchup. Just give me the dream match.
And they had the chemistry. This chemistry was coming out. Two teams.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, just give it to. I was like, give it to me. Give it to me right now.
Yep. That was a chance to just like revitalize the tag team division.
Yes.
To just give it that energy. And yeah. Then they just said, nah, we got a simple solution. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great. That makes sense. Yeah. No, don't do that. No. You took the easy way out.
Right,
Come on, man.
It's about competition.
Give us the match. Give us the match.
Right.
We want the smoke. But nah. Could have had like a Usos New Day kind of matchup, like a feud there. But yeah,
debut new belts. You know what I'm saying? Then follow the mode, the same footprint that the women's doing in the tag team division. How they can hop brand to brand, with the belts. Because that's what they're basically doing anyway. They don't care. What was the point of the WWE draft anyway?
with the tag team titles, I split up the New Day. That's basically what it came down to. Split up the New Day. So yeah, man. But so kind of a thumbs down. The move I don't mind. Like moving the New Day, moving the Street Profits. That's fine. But the belts and just swapping the belts, thumbs down to that for sure. Yeah. Definitely. So other notable moves here, Matt Riddle. We already saw Matt Riddle and AJ Styles go at it on this week's episode of Raw. So good match there. And also too, the bodyguard for AJ Styles,
shit.
Getting the spotlight now too. So this dude's a big dude, first of all.
This dude is imposing, bro. You see what the look he did? The look he gave Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was like, I don't want none of that smoke, sir. Gave him the Arthur fist. He just did the Arthur fist. He was like, nope.
I don't want that smoke.
No. You want some of this, old man? Nope. I like that scene from Friday.
And no. Oh man. So yeah, Matt Riddle moving over to Raw. I think okay, fine. I mean, I think he was fine on SmackDown, but having him matched up with AJ Styles on that, it kind of actually I was like, oh wow, I'm excited for this this pairing of these two here on Raw. It felt a little bit more like there was more weight to it for some reason on Raw than there was on SmackDown, because they did wrestle on SmackDown when Matt Riddle first got there. They actually wrestled. He was one of the guys that he was trying to vie for the Intercontinental Championship when AJ refused to have it be this open challenge thing.
That's right.
Right. So there was Gulak and then there was Matt Riddle, and they both beat AJ Styles. But I don't know, the match, it just kind of didn't feel like this. This, for some reason, it felt a little bit more special. I was like, man.
It probably had to do with that dude, Jordan, because he was just, out there, just waiting, and then the ref, he was like,
I'm just trying to do my job.
I'm just trying to do my job, sir. Just please, would you? And AJ was like, I'm not going to do it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm not going to do it.
AJ was loving life right there. Like, hey, man.
He was, man.
It is what it is.
He was. No, and so I don't even see, because some people's like, oh, man, why is AJ paired up with this dude? He doesn't need that guy. But
it's not about AJ.
Yeah, you're talking about AJ. It's not like AJ doesn't need him, but this work, if you're setting up something for this guy, that works. We're going back to this, just like we just had our interview, Diesel and Shawn Michaels. That's how Diesel got introduced. He was the backup. He was the bodyguard for Shawn Michaels. Same stature, same ability, just like AJ Styles, man. So I think this is less about AJ Styles and more about Jordan.
Yes, 100%. 100%. They're pushing him.
Yeah.
Because he had a little bit of, when the Underground was still a thing, which, by the way, they were canceled, but we'll talk about that a little bit. I would always be like, but who's this guy?
Yeah, that's the dude at the door, man.
Yeah, the dude at the door. Like, let's get him in the Underground. Let's see what he's got, So now, with Jordan finally getting that spotlight in the ring and, being with AJ Styles, what better rub to get than to be paired up with AJ Styles, like, and be the bodyguard. Okay, I'm with it. I feel like it's a great pairing. You know, I really like it a lot, and he's very imposing. So, and yeah, you get it's nice to have another giant there. I feel like we really haven't had that in a little bit. Like, you know, Big Show's gone, Kane's gone, you know, Undertaker's now finally retired. Like it's Braun Strowman and Dabba-Kato, you know, who's also pretty green right now. So yeah, like adding this guy Jordan in there too. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, I think we only seen like a little bit of him in the ring because he was the big ninja, the dude I thought that was Shaq at first that was in there. Yeah. So
I don't count that. That's not canon. That's not canon. He'll never acknowledge that was him anyway.
Oh, no. It never happened. Like Raw Underground, it never happened now.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, man. So, let's keep going through this here. Yeah. So, we already talked about Alexa Bliss. Elias is on Raw. He and Jeff Hardy now have a little bit of a feud.
Which makes sense.
Which is pretty cool because, yeah, going back to when Elias was taken out, and Jeff Hardy was behind the wheel. You know, they at least tried to make it seem like Jeff Hardy. It was Sheamus that actually was behind all that. But Elias apparently is still blaming Jeff Hardy, saying, you know, it was him, or he was just, you know, taking out his frustrations on Jeff Hardy for what had happened to him. So, you know, interested in that. And I like that because when I saw them show the clips of that, I was like, wow, I almost forgot that had happened. Because when he attacked Jeff, I'm like, why is he going after Jeff
I knew immediately, man, because that it's like it's some stuff that sticks in my mind, but some stuff that sticks with me. So when I saw Elias, I was excited because I was sick of Face Elias. Face Elias sucks. It's like a powered down version of Elias. The same thing with when Miz becomes face. It's like a lesser version of himself. And this version is awesome. He over there kicking a badass concert in the Thunderdome. I was like, hell yeah, man. I'm rocking with Elias, man. Because he got his swag back. And then when he ended the song, he was like, thank you. And I love none of you. I was like, yes. Thank you. He's back.
This is Elias.
He's back. Yes. That's the Elias I know.
Yes, 100%. So I'm way more interested in seeing this Elias going forward than what we had before. You know, the Elias getting knocked off of the platform by King Corbin. He's dead, and we're all supposed to be like, come on, man, no, I don't know. This Elias, yes. Right. You know, tell us how terrible we are. You hate our city. Our team sucks.
Yes,
I want to hear all that kind of stuff again. Yeah.
I want to hear all that, not these sad ass songs. And I got a song for you today, and I want you to sing along with me. No, Elias, just tell about how bad we suck.
Walk with Elias, walk with Elias. Huh? No, come on, man. You guys are great. Thank you. No.
Nah, man.
Not what got you popular, man.
No, right.
Oh,
right.
Man.
So yes, it's a good move.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm definitely with this. Yeah, you know, looking at this list too, there weren't any other really big swaps that I can see. Like, we had a lot of people, you know, staying pat. King Corbin staying on SmackDown. We had Sami Zayn stay on SmackDown. Lacey Evans switched over. Lars Sullivan is on SmackDown still. We got him. I mean, Retribution's officially on Raw.
That was stupid.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah. Okay,
logically, that don't even make sense. If they're causing havoc. Let's draft them.
They have a theme song.
They got a graphic. Yeah, bro. They got the theme song. Oh, man.
Where did this music come from? They actually had their composer back there do a theme song for the people that were trying to destroy
was on the beat machine. putting composing together using synthesizers and all of that.
Yeah, like, what is happening right now? Like, what they're putting all this money into this. Again, they tried to destroy. They're against WWE. They're against everything WWE stands for. And you giving them a theme song?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Unless they're going to say, well, you know, it's all Ali. Ali's doing everything now. You know, he's creating the graphics, the music. You know, he's the hacker. You know, he just has all this power. And
they was all drafted, too, as one group, including Mia Yim. Mm-hmm. But New Day split. Okay.
But New Day split. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So the question now with Retribution is burial? Is it done? Is that a burial?
Oh man, it's like I just got to pour one more scoop of dirt and it's complete. Because right now it's like Ali got his hand out the dirt right now. It's because that promo he kicked was I was like, all right, I give you on that promo. He was kicking facts. He was saying, and I like how he tied in with the hacker, tied in the hacker storyline, made sense. He was saying how people don't want to, the powers that be or WWE. I'm paraphrasing here, but they don't want they don't want a wrestler like a name called Mustafa Ali, and the way he said it, like you felt that shit. I'm like, oh, I know he's acting, but that felt real. That emotion, how he said it, felt real. So, and since it felt real, it made it believable. And Mustafa Ali kicks off Raw promos anyway, man. If you saw the promos he did in 205 Live, how he had this gritty feel to it, the street feel to it. How he was a face and bringing the light, trying to show all this hope. That was cool. And now how he's doing it as a heel, this is even more impressive because honestly, I didn't think he had it in him, because he always projected this positive vibe, this good aura. And now he have like this, he's harnessing this bad, this with the attitude. So I'm liking it from Mustafa Ali, but it's not a complete burial just yet. Not yet. We'll see next week.
We'll see. Well, exactly. We will see next week because if they're not on the show next week, then
they just can't get dominated like that. Not Lashley dominated. The last 2 minutes of that match was all Bobby Lashley. All Bobby Lashley made Dominic, or let's call him T-Bar, made T-Bar tap, just
tap.
slapping that neck meat. You slapping that? I was like, oh yeah, he's tapping. You heard the neck meat. You heard the neck meat say. I was like, oh man, he's tapping, bro. And then Bobby threw him on the ground, looking like. I was like, bro, yeah, they don't want that smoke. Then the Fiend came out, popped up, waved, gave Slapjack Abby's sister Abigail, destroyed T-Bar. Destroyed.
He might not come back.
Yeah.
He might not come back.
Got Mustafa Ali. I was like, oh man, come on, man.
No.
Right. He was like, no. I was like, come on, bro. You're like the fresh leader of Retribution. This is a bad look.
Oh man, this is not, exactly.
I never seen anything like that. Back-to-back burials like that, bro.
Back to back. Bobby and the Fiend just said,
God.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. We're done with you. Done immediately. Yeah, man. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens next week. Again, if they're on the episode, then okay, maybe they can come back. But they can't take an L like that.
Nah, man.
All you had to do was have the Fiend come in right before the finish. But you had Bobby tap him out. Why? Why? If you're trying to push them, no.
Right, you're trying to push them as legit, badasses right now. How's that badass tapping and you hearing the neck meat sound because Bobby Lashley got the jaws of death on you right now, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just crazy, man. Yeah, man. It was wild. It was wild. So I don't know. Retribution, it's only so many times you can lose like that and look that weak before people are already kind of out on Retribution anyway, and so that happened.
That didn't help though. That was like, I'm done.
Garbage.
Right.
Like, it's just set.
The Mustafa Ali promo barely saved it. Barely.
Yeah. I just feel bad for like me and Yim being a part of this group and this being the way that she just send her back to NXT. Like just Mercedes Martinez. Dude, Mercedes Martinez has got to be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
they said,
I just found out what her name was too, man. I was like,
yeah.
I thought it was a typo at first because we got this on Wikipedia. I'm like, it says, I'm like, oh, maybe they meant retribution because that's obviously a typo. I'm like, oh, hold on, what? No, that's a rep. Retaliation. Mercedes Martinez. What? Oh, nah. Yeah. She glad she had to bounce. She glad she happy.
Oh man.
Maybe she'll come back to the Robert Stone brand. You know.
All I'm thinking about in my head now is Beast Wars all over again. Retaliation, terrorize. What's Mustafa's gonna be? What's his name gonna be? That's what I want to know.
Oh my God!
Is he gonna stick to Mustafa Ali, or is he gonna take on one of these? Transformers, Beast War, like just.
Did he name them now?
Yeah, right. Is he the one that's coming up with these names?
Because he's a hacker. So I'm gonna give you a new code name: Slapjack, T-Bar, Mace. You look like a mace with the Predator hair. Just
was it? What did we say this on the show that we're like they're gonna call him Hack?
Oh like, yeah, Hack.
We said that.
Yeah, I think it was either Samoa Joe who mentioned that. Like
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's gonna be like Hack with like a Q instead of a CK. Like they're gonna try to do something like that.
A Q.
It'll be like a little different.
Oh man, that don't even look hard, man, because you got the Q by itself. Just Hack with a Q. At least a K looks more intimidating. No. But you have a Q. Yeah, that just look cute.
They gotta do a Q. They gotta do a Q.
Oh, no.
Hack with a Q. He should say it just like that. Just like that. No longer am I Mustafa Ali. From now on, call me Hack with a Q.
I'm like, yeah, I'm done. No promo can save this. No promo can save this.
I don't care.
Take you serious with a dude named Hack with a Q at the end.
Oh wow. Yeah, man. It was scary as I can see it happen.
That's possible, man. That's highly possible that can happen. The percentages.
Hack with a Q. Yeah. Hack with a Q. You can't be hard with Hack with a Q. Oh man. All right. So that's yeah, there's not any other standouts.
Oh man.
From this draft, man. I don't know. Anything else kind of stand out to you from this? Like Dabba-Kato, I talked about. He's on Raw now. He's on the roster. So, yeah.
He really don't even do anything for me, really, man, Dabba-Kato.
Yeah, they just need to tell a story with him. He needs an actual story so we can know. Yeah. I feel like the jury's still out, honestly.
Yeah,
he's got good size, but, you know, the way he lost to Braun Strowman like that in the underground at the end, it was like, all right, well, I guess that's over with. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Speaking of, did you see that match with Braun Strowman and Keith Lee? The one that just had this past
where
month?
I saw pieces of it. Basically, at the end, they got they went off the stage, off to the side. Like, was it Keith Lee?
Oh, no. That was actually 3 weeks ago. And then they did a match, but they ended up getting DQ'd. And then they decided to do another rematch.
Oh my God.
I was either, and I put that out there in the group too. I'm like, how many people think, you know, we're going to get a finish or we're going to get more bullshit? Because I'm like, man, this is bullshit, man. We got to get bullshit. But we did get a kind of bullshit because towards the end, the finish, you know, Braun Strowman went for a low blow, kind of used his head, did like a clever nut shot, I guess. Not similar, but, you know, with the cleverness how Chief Roman Reigns does his nut shots. You know, you got him in a pin position, you just, But it was crazy because Lee was standing up and Braun Strowman, he was all down on his fours, but for some reason he had his head right between of Keith Lee's legs, and he just stood up real quick. He was like, oh. And then Braun Strowman, he didn't hit him with a power slam finish. No, I gave him a big boot. Pow! 1, 2, 3. That was the finish. And then a couple of minutes later, Keith Lee got up. He was holding his nuts. He was kind of pissed. He was like, and then he walked up to Braun. He kicked him in the nuts. I was like, really? He was
What?
like, yes. He was like, that's what you get for kicking me in the nuts. I'm gonna kick you in the nuts.
Oh no!
Now I'm paraphrasing, but
on.
that's what he said. He said that was the reason why he kicked him in the nuts because he got kicked in the nuts.
You know what this is, man?
This is AJ and Shinsuke all over again. That's all it made me think. I'm like,
yes,
we did this and it didn't work. We did the nut shot story. We did this. This is the story that didn't work.
Vince loves his nut shots. Vince loves his nut shots. He's sitting there giggling. This is great. This is good shit.
Yes.
Like, and everyone else is like, dude, we just did this and it sucked. It was stupid. The stereo nut shots from AJ to Shinsuke, that was so stupid. Like, they both kicked each other in the nuts at the same time, really? And the match is over? Really?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Now we're going to do that again with, watch, Hell in a Cell. We were saying, hey, it's only 4 matches. Guess what?
Bam.
To it.
There it is.
Go.
There it is. That's the match.
That's going to happen.
We're going to get it. Yeah.
Oh,
Keith Lee and Braun Strowman.
Nutshot match.
Yeah. Kicking each other in the nuts. That's what we come down to, man. Is this what Keith Lee is downgraded to? This dude was like a big man aerial assault too. They grounded him. If you notice that, they grounded this man game. He's just all power now, and it's no different. He's starting to become. If they don't change it up, he's just gonna become another guy. Yeah, just like Ricochet. Ricochet is like another guy now.
It makes me so upset and sad to even hear you say that, because you're right. First of all, you're right on, and that's why I'm upset, because it feels like Ricochet and Shinsuke all over again.
Yep.
All over again. They come up with so much like good energy and momentum from NXT, and then WWE starts tinkering with them. Ricochet with the pew, 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 pew. You know, and Shinsuke, you know, they change his music and he's nut-shotting people. And, like, now Keith Lee, they took away his music. They had to say, oh, we can't have you with your shirt off. You know, cover it up.
Cover it up.
Now
let's change it up. You know what? Let's just put, like, a tank on you now. You know, I'm like, what for? Now you just might as well take the tank off.
Hey, let him be free.
Right. Let me show that swole chest.
Yeah. Everyone loves Keith Lee as he is. When he was at Survivor Series and Royal Rumble, he didn't have that look. He had no shirt. He had his regular attire.
It was badass.
Who cares?
They decided
just let him be.
They change up his music, and you know what sucks?
They like.
I hate when they do his music, because they get me every time. Like, are they gonna do it? Because they do the intro like how it's supposed to start off. It'd be like, dude. I'm like, I'm
like, oh,
yeah.
No, they haven't changed.
They got me again.
But the Hurt Business can have just the bounce and everything.
I'm like, man, that beat go hard. And they coming out just looking super imposing, and you know, MVP doing his pose to the beat. You know, he'd be like, Yeah. I was like, oh
man. Yeah, man. They brought Keith Lee up for this. They had him lose the title like immediately after he won it for this. Come on, man. Like, nah. And I know the Keith Lee's whole thing was be patient. They're working on it, but this,
I'm patient enough, damn it.
Man.
This is like first now they grounded your wrestling game. That sucks. Yeah. You know how he's so good in the air, man. He's one of the few big men who is agile in the air. That looks natural, doing flips. Doing whatever aerial move he needs to do, man, and it looks so fluid. And now they're just like, no, we're just gonna, just be a shoulder tackler guy. It's all about power, power slam.
Him and Dominic Dijakovic, just have them have a match every night on Raw. It would bring ratings.
It would.
Like have them, you know what I'm saying? You could just have them have that series on Raw to start both of their
Yes.
careers on
Yes.
Raw. Just have them do that.
Right.
But no, we got to do all this just goofiness with nut shots and retribution. Him being Dominic Dijakovic is T-Bar,
T-Bar.
and Keith Lee is doing nut shots. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, T-Bar, silly. He had the nerve to sell a Mandible Claw with a freaking mask on. Yeah, but because that's when Bray Wyatt came in the ring, and T-Bar tried to come in and help.
Oh man!
And then I'm like, hold on, how the hell he's doing Mandible Claw in the first place? He's like, I'm like, no, just choke him. He has a mask. Just choke him. That's all you got to just choke him. You gotta modify that move because he has a mask on. You got the Bane mask. It's always goes like from the pretty much the upper lip
nose,
all the way down the bottom of your chin.
So he's got a cage over his face. Yes. How are you doing the Mandible Claw? You can't. You got to Sister Abigail him and be done with it. That's it. You can't Mandible Claw him. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Did you go under the mask and went in the that's just way too much work. How did you do that?
Just rip off the mask. Shit. Expose him.
Right. At that point, you might as well. Done with this mask.
I'd rather have that, man. It would have looked more violent. Like, oh shit, he ripped off the mask, then choked him.
Ripped off his mask. You're right, but they just. Yeah, man. I don't know. So, yeah, the draft definitely a mixed bag, man. I mean, with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss, I feel like of all the moves that happen, this one is the one for Raw, at least, that I'm definitely the most excited about.
I think it's the most impactful.
Yeah, overall, I would say that one and the Seth Rollins move, I think, is also pretty crazy. Like, wow, the Monday Night Messiah leaving Raw for the first time in his career, really, because again, I don't remember him being on SmackDown full time.
Well, they did tease a little story too between him and Daniel Bryan, because since Daniel Bryan remains on SmackDown, and Daniel Bryan kicked off this promo, he's naming the wrestlers that he can't wait, and then Seth Rollins interrupted. It's like, I noticed that you came out here. You was naming certain wrestlers, but you forgot to mention one name.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm with that. Give me your damn Brian Seth Rollins. We haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, man. Dude, man, Seth's great. He's found himself with this whole heel persona.
Oh, yes.
It's so crazy to think. Like, he was so annoying, for a while there, trying to be the face character and people booing him and, the whole thing with the Fiend. I was like, man, I don't know. Yeah. Seth just needs to change. And now to see where he's at, man, like, kudos to that man for, like, just the work he's putting in, because he's just so damn entertaining right now.
He is.
Just wanted to throw that shout out. You saying that, I was like, man, that's just another example, just like how entertaining this guy can be. So shout out to him for sure. Yeah, man. So that pretty much does it for the draft. I mean, we'll be talking about the draft for episodes and episodes to come, because there's still the ramifications of all of this is still going to be coming out week after week. The new matchups, new feuds that hopefully we get from the draft. We'll see some stuff here, but let's transition over to Hell in a Cell. And talk about this. So on the WWE website, Wikipedia, pretty much everywhere you look, there's only 4 matches that they have listed on here. Now, we know better. Know better. If this were NXT TakeOver, sure. Yeah, okay. 5 matches, and that's it. They'll stick to it. WWE, they list 4 matches. No. They're going to double that. They probably won't tell us what those matches are going to be, but you tune in and we'll probably see another at least 2 or 3 matches added to this card, to fill it out.
They're going to probably sprinkle some in maybe Friday, the day after Friday, and then the day of the pay-per-view on Hell in a Cell. Pre-show too.
We already talked about a couple. So we just mentioned the Keith Lee and Braun Strowman, matchup. Potentially they could do that one as a match. Earlier on, we were saying, Asuka and Lana kickoff show, we could definitely see them, because why not, right? And then at some point, Lana is going to get put through a table again. on that matchup because, you know, Miro, they're trying to send a message to that man like, look, you having fun in AEW, talking all that shit. Well, guess what? Lana still works here, and we got Nia Jax who can put her
unhinged
through a table. Right. Every single night she's going through a table until you shut up.
It's like it's almost routine, and then I'm starting to notice, like, all right, Shayna Baszler's starting to get, like, she's starting to laugh her ass off. She's starting to smile. She just point, like, just go over there. You know what to do. She points to Lana. She has, like, this subtle smile, like, oh, yeah, she's going to the table.
All I need is that scene from Friday with Shayna Baszler over the camera being like, Lana, you just got knocked the fuck out. Like, they just need to find some way to do that.
Yes.
Put the camera over, you know, underneath. Have Shayna Baszler just say that in the camera because, yeah, this is comical at this point, man.
Yes.
Like, they just putting her through a table every night. This is not her fault. Miro, you know, I mean, the WWE Miro had their differences. They parted ways and punishing her.
Unfortunately, man, because at first it was like, damn. Second time was like, okay. Third time was like, huh? Hold on.
This is personal.
Is this about Miro now?
It was.
Fourth time was like, okay, clearly this is about Miro. And then the fifth time, like, all right, you guys are getting out of hand with this shit, bro. Just
leave her alone. Leave Lana alone. No, Lana, run. Oh man, seriously, it's just crazy at this point.
Yeah,
man. They just, we'll see, man. I'm sorry, Lana. You just paying the price, I guess, from Hero and running his mouth. I don't know. But, officially we have 4 matches, so we'll go through those 4 matches. Just to give you a rundown, we've got Jeff Hardy versus Elias. That's the only non-Hell in a Cell match listed here. The other 3 matches, all championship matches, all in the Hell in a Cell. We've got Bayley defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Sasha. We've got Drew McIntyre defending his WWE Championship against Randy Orton. And we have the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, defending the Universal Championship against Jey Uso in an I Quit match.
Yeah, first time ever, right? First time I Quit Hell in a Cell match.
Never happened. That's never happened.
Yeah,
I Quit Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's going to be brutal.
That's going to be brutal. That's going to be brutal because we know from what we saw in the last matchup at the pay-per-view, Jay did not quit. He didn't give up. He didn't. You know, it was his brother Jimmy that threw in the towel.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it ended. So Jay's willing to take a beating. I shudder to think what's about to happen, man. If they do a spot with them on top of the cage, I'm going to be nervous because I could see maybe that being something that makes him say, all right. You know, the whole, like, I'm going to throw you off this cage. Right now.
You don't mind, like, have him by the neck. He's like, look down there. That's you. Call me the chief.
Man, that dude, I cannot wait. I can't wait. Now, even thinking about that, I'm like, how far is Roman going to go?
He got to say, I quit. Yeah, so, oh my God, just to say the words, man. Because it's like, like, you can't say it in a strong way. It's just, you immediately look weakened just by saying the word, I quit. Yeah. You know, you got, even Batista said, I quit. He had to say, I quit. Yeah. I was like, oh man, a big guy like him, he's like, I quit. And he had to say it like that. I was like, oh no. It's like, I haven't seen anybody say I quit in a tough way. I don't think you can. You can't be tough and say I quit. That doesn't go together.
Well, usually the heel loses in an I quit match. Usually it's not the face. Usually it's going to be the heel. So you can kind of get away with it a little bit. If you have, like,
that's true. That's true.
Like a Chris Jericho, you know, being like, I quit. You know, like, you know, a Velveteen Dream, you know, like I could see that being like,
But even Batista, when he was heel, it just looked weird. Big muscle guy, and he was like, I quit.
When you say it like that, yeah. When you say it like that, I'm trying to picture Batista in that voice you just did saying I quit. And I was like, yeah, no, that's the end. That's the end of that point.
And this is the
But
swole
here,
Batista.
like-
This one he was like 318 Batista.
Right. The most memorable one for me will always be the one with The Rock and Mankind.
Oh, yeah.
Where they had like the recording.
The recording.
Yeah. I quit. I was like, that's not him. They just milli-vanilli this.
Yeah, they did.
They just pulled out the recording. You know, Mankind's like, he didn't say anything.
Nah.
Clearly, he didn't say anything. Dude, yeah, that was great. That was genius. That was
It
genius
was.
to me. I was like, all right.
But that's not going to happen in
all
this match, though.
No, Jay is going to have to quit. Jay,
Yeah.
you quit or else. I'm going down there.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah. Prepare yourself.
Oh, yeah.
They may call it off. It might be one of those where,
Nah.
I don't know.
Nah, they can't. They can't not.
The Fiend and Seth Rollins all over again. The referee's like, you know what? The man can't continue. I can't let him die here in the ring.
And this has happened
I gotta
every
call
year,
it.
right? Have we get even the last
so.
the last two when Brock was it Brock and Braun came to a no finish?
It might have been. You might be right.
Then the following
You probably-
one, the next Hell in a
I'd
Cell
have to
match
look at
was
it. I'd have to research it.
yeah, it was Self and the Fiend, and that got called.
Because the last one
Shit.
was, Fiend and Seth just not KO finish or, referee stoppage, whatever they wanted to call it. Yeah. And this one being an I quit, and someone's supposed to say I quit. If we don't get the quit, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But I think the one saving grace here is if Roman beats him so savagely to where he can't even, like, literally, if he throws Jay off of the cage through the table and Jay is just unconscious, how's he supposed to quit? The man's out.
Right.
You go, wake up. Say you quit. Like, he can't, Roman. He's
Yeah, that's
dead.
true.
Like,
Yeah, that can work. That can actually work.
You know?
He's all busted, and he throws his corpse off the top of the roof.
off the,
Yeah, and then he's just unconscious, and ref is like, Jay, wake up. I'm like, nah, boy, he ain't moving.
He can't.
Yeah.
He can't. He is out.
Check to see if he's breathing.
Hospital. Right. Like, is he alive? Let's check that first. Just went off the top of the cage. And with that, that's got to be the main event. So I'm feeling like that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah,
but let's work our way. Oh, go ahead. Finish that thought.
Oh yeah, because the Drew and Randy is not going to be a main event.
Nah, we'll talk about that too. My feelings on that match a little bit later on. But Jeff Hardy and Elias singles match. I mean, we talked about this a little bit and how like the story makes sense. Going back to Elias, being taken out apparently by Jeff, although it was Sheamus who had set it up and tried to make it look like he was drunk behind the wheel. Yada yada. We talked about that terrible storyline, but paying it off in a way with Elias's return is kind of nice to see that continuity where Elias is like saying he felt he's getting his revenge for that. But with everything going on right now, going into this match, who do you have, Jeff Hardy or Elias, pulling this off?
I gotta go with Elias, man. He's been out for 5 months. I'm guessing because they said because they used that injury, but I believe it was that album he was working on that seemed to be a badass album, because that first song I think it's called Us, when he debuted it on the season premiere of Raw. I'm like, oh man, I was rocking with Elias. I'm like, okay, so he's just on this trajectory right now that I think he needs to win again in the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah, I got to go with Elias, too. I feel like you just said it. I think he needs to win. Jeff Hardy doesn't. I don't think Jeff Hardy actually needs a win.
No.
Like, I hate to say this, but ever again. Like, I don't think he needs. He could lose every match and people will still love him. Like, every once in a while on Raw, sure. But, like, these pay-per-view matches, championship matches, does Jeff Hardy really even need to, be, to win, to be that guy? Maybe one more time to win the WWE Championship. That would be cool. But, like, I don't know. I feel like his spot, he's that guy that, like, fan favorite character that's, in most cases, he's the underdog. He's just very entertaining. Yeah. But Elias, man, it got to the point where, Elias, I just didn't care to see him anymore. And for him to get this win here and after just turning heel, that'll help build that momentum again, and we can start rebuilding. Because Elias, I feel like they do love him. That Vince and those guys back there, they love that character. Yeah. So it makes sense. Yeah. Have him win, continue to build him up, and go from there. A loss here is kind of like, all right, what are we doing? I'm a little confused with what we do next.
Right. It doesn't even make sense for Jeff Hardy to win. This is all about Elias.
Exactly. So definitely Elias, we're in agreement there. All right. Whew, this one, man, I don't know. I'm torn on this.
Oh, yeah.
The SmackDown Women's Championship match in a Hell in a Cell. Bayley versus Sasha. Bayley, the champ. The longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champ. The historic reign she has going on right now. Against Sasha Banks trying to get revenge and win the big one at a pay-per-view, not at a Raw or SmackDown, to literally win a championship at a pay-per-view. I mean, the bigger thing with Sasha has always been defending the title. Yeah. She's never successfully defended it, so that would be the next step. But, you know, even winning, I don't think she's ever won the women's championship at a pay-per-view. It's always been Raw or SmackDown.
Right. I was just about to say that, man. It's always been, you know,
I think it's always been Raw.
Yeah, like,
Raw is actually where she's always
I think she's
won.
a 5-time Raw Women's Champion.
And she's always won it on Raw, which is crazy. That makes no sense. Like, what? Winning the pay-per-view. But, yeah, I'll go first on this one because, you know, my heart wants to see Sasha win. I've said it on the show. I think I've come to the conclusion that Sasha Banks is my favorite female wrestler, period. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Trish, Lita, back in the day, those were like just legendary wrestlers. But for me, Sasha Banks is number one in my book. And I want to see her break this, you know, this stigma of just not being able to have like a lengthy reign. I think what's going to happen is I think that Sasha eventually beats Bayley for the title. For some reason, it doesn't feel like it's going to happen here. Like, it just doesn't feel right. I feel like we just got Sasha back, and they're doing this Hell in a Cell match. It still feels like Bayley somehow, some way is going to come out on top, and then we're going to try to stretch this further on, maybe take this all the way to WrestleMania. Yeah. You know, that feels like where we're going to go. I think Sasha loses this one. She still she took off the neck brace or whatever that thing was, but she's still kind of nursing the injury, so you can still sell that and say, yeah, she's not fully healed. So there's a little bit of an out there. But yeah, I just think there's I don't see it. I don't feel like, oh, this is the one where Sasha wins. Right. I'll be rooting for her as I'm watching it, but nah, I got Bayley winning.
I think you're right there because it doesn't feel like this is the moment. Like sometimes you can feel it, you can sense it, like you watching wrestling, like, oh, like this is it. Like you see it, you feel it through the TV, the fans, and this ain't it. This seems about like this is all about Bayley and her just supreme dominance, just killing it in the women's division right now, straight up killing it. And I'm like, yeah, Sasha ain't going over. No, I can literally see them just strung this along all the way through Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And maybe
Sasha wins the Rumble.
Right. Maybe Sasha gets the belt at Royal Rumble, and then she has to defend it for WrestleMania now. And we know the whole scoop. We know the whole story behind this. And Bayley probably would just drive that home. Like, and she would just be so cocky because she is not worried about this because in the stat sheet, you know, in the stacks and facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you are like 0 for 6, 7, whatever, in defending your title match. I'm not worried about this.
Yep, I like that. Yeah. She's going ultra confident.
Oh, my God.
Like,
yes.
I got this in the bag. Might as well just give me the belt now because we all seen this movie before. You know you're going to lose. You lose every time you defend this title.
Yes.
Like, come on. Yeah. No, I love that. I think. And making that the WrestleMania match, part of me is like,
that's the moment.
That's the moment where you're like, okay, yeah, I feel like I could believe that, I could see that happening. At first, when you were saying it, I'm like, man, it would almost be too predictable that Sasha would win. But then when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, actually, no, because there's a part of me that would still kind of doubt whether or not they're actually going to let Sasha retain this belt.
Yeah.
You know, like, there'll be a part of me that thinks, man,
because
I don't know, Bayley might.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah. Just take it right back. And that would be, if Sasha lost at WrestleMania in the defense at WrestleMania, that's it. Like,
I'll be deflated. Emotionally, I'll be like, oh my God, that sucks.
At the grandest stage of them all,
yes.
You lost again?
Possibly we might have fans back. Might not be a whole crowd, but somewhat of fans. And
something, yeah.
Yeah, and just right there in front of him. They're all rooting for you. Like, you got this. You're going to defend it. You're going to get your first title defense win. Not going to happen. Not up in here. That's what Vince McMahon said. Not up in here.
This is my show.
Right. I'm shutting it all down. I'm shutting it all down. Yeah. You ain't getting nothing. I'm shutting all your third-party apps, Twitter, TikTok, Cameo, whatever you guys got. Twitch, I'm shutting it down.
Oh, man. Yep, man. That's I wouldn't put it past them. So definitely that WrestleMania moment, that'll be something.
Yeah.
That'll be something. So let's move on to Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. This Hell in a Cell WWE Championship match. And I got to be honest, man.
Yeah, be real with me, son.
I'm not into it.
Be real
into it.
Yes.
I'm not into it. They lost me. They lost me. Like when this match, the first matchup, the build-up initially to that first matchup they had,
was all for it
at SummerSlam. We were there, man. We were like,
excited.
Oh my God, yeah. Just the build-up, the promos from both sides, you felt it. Here now, it just feels like, just get it over with. Just do the match.
Go again.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen this. He's already beaten him twice. What are we doing? Like. Again? No. At this point, I'm just like, let's see. I want to see AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre. Like, that's the matchup I want to see.
And the go-home show didn't even benefit them for me to sell this pay-per-view, for them to sell this pay-per-view to me. They're like, oh, I can't wait to watch this in Hell in a Cell. Mm-hmm. You know, because, first of all, they kicked off like this asinine graphic in Raw, like, oh, Randy Orton is going to kick off a promo from hell. Like,
really? That's so hokey. Y'all,
come on, man. What are we doing, bro? I couldn't help but laugh, man. I'm like, oh, he's going to be in hell? We're going to have fire in the background? What are we going to do? And then he's kicking off this promo about, being a legend and whatnot. And then he, in the middle of what he's going to do to Drew comes out, sexy Scotsman, all no shirt, got to show off everything. And obviously Randy's not worried now because he's inside the Hell of the Cell. He's like, man, do what you get, do it. He's like, go ahead, touch me. You can't touch me because I'm in the cell and I'm in Hell in the Cell. You know what I'm saying? You see the lock right there on the gate. And then he was like, a light bulb popped into Drew. He was like, okay. He walked over. About where you see all those the virtual crowd pull up bolt cutters. These long-ass bolt cutters. And then the response from Randy Orton, just the facial expression. He's holding up the gate like, no. No. I was like, what? Oh, no. No, bro. Randy Orton, no. How do you go from Splinter Cell, assassin, to first of all, you went from badass legend killer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're on this trajectory, like, oh, he's getting that belt. Like, this killing promo after promo, had a hell of a match with Big Show, and like, okay, like, yeah, you're ready for Drew, let's go. And then, they had a lackluster finish to that match on the first, what is it, SummerSlam? And then we had another match, and he beat you in the ambulance match, pretty much you're done. He even gave you a kick. You did your own finish just to put the nail on the coffin. And I'm like, and then Randy was like, I'm not done with you. I'm Randy Orton. I'm like, okay, that promo was cool. I get it. Right. And then this is when I was lost. When when Drew was celebrating with the legends, you know, and you know, because the day after the ambulance match, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I got my legends, you guys all expired me, and like you guys go chill, relax in the Legends Lounge, play cards, whatever." And what happened? Randy Orton pops up, puts on the Splinter Cell lenses, cuts off the light. I'm gonna actually do it, man. Let me do this.
Oh,
cuts off the light. Just hold on. There we go. Lights go off. I'm gonna go away. And then you know, lights goes off, and then you just hear chair shots. That's all you hear. Yep. Chair shots. No word. No moaning. No. Yeah. You don't hear Shawn Michaels saying, like, Rick, watch out. Nothing like that, or nothing. Then the following week, Randy Orton kicks off this silly ass promo in the same spot where he supposedly destroyed the legends.
Yep.
He was like, and he go. I'm not gonna go word for word, but he's just saying. I'm paraphrasing here. He's just going back in the story what he did in the memory. Like, I took Ric Flair and I hit him over his back, and then Shawn Michaels. I don't know what he said, but he said Shawn Michaels said something. I'm like, no, he didn't. It was quiet. Mm-hmm. It was quiet as hell. I'm like, this is silly, man. And they lost me. I was done. Just the constant back and forth. I do not care about this Hell in a Cell match. I do not care. All right, just keep it on, Drew. Let's move. They killed me with the energy I had for Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Like, now just keep the belt on Drew.
I agree.
Keep the belt on Drew.
I agree.
Move it on.
I agree.
Let's see who's going to be his next match, but because it ain't this guy. It ain't Randy. It ain't Splinter Cell Randy. It's not him.
I agree, man. I mean, I ain't even got anything else to add to that. That's just
a little small rant right there, but you know.
No, that was perfectly said. You express what I feel, you know. So it's just move on to the next. Drew versus AJ Styles. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
let's just get there.
Give me that.
That's what I want.
Now you got the big man. I'm like,
yeah.
That can get interesting.
Let's get to that. Seriously, man. There's a couple other you know matchups here and potentials for Drew. I mean, an obvious one now too is the Fiend.
Yeah.
You know, they inevitably will probably have him go against the Fiend, so that'll be kind of interesting to see. I
say running back with Bobby, man. They just gave us like a short little stint of that, and I was like, man, I'm like, they could have just ran it back. You know, gave us a rematch. I wouldn't even mind because these big dudes was just so, you know, just beast-like and just looking so powerful, both of them. And then now, ever since Bobby hooked up with the Hurt Business, and now he has the U.S. Championship belt, this dude is on one now, man. Like, he's on a trajectory right now, too. Like, okay, maybe y'all guys need to run it back with Drew. To have Drew and Bobby again, man. Yeah,
I like that. And one other one, too, that I talked to some people about as well was, you remember a promo we saw from Edge where basically he said the Rated R Superstar is back. I feel like as much as the whole Edge Randy Orton storyline probably has unfinished business, I actually would be more interested in seeing, because if the Rated R Superstar is truly back, he's a heel, and let's see a heel Edge versus Drew for the title, and have that be like even a Mania matchup, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine a heel Edge, like that Edge,
the ultimate opportunist,
the ultimate opportunist versus the epic Drew McIntyre.
Yes,
that matchup, those two guys, I'm there. I'm there because Edge was saying it. He lost something.
Yep.
He lost something. The ultimate opportunist, the Rated R Superstar. We have not seen that Edge back yet. So maybe Randy pulled that out of him to say, you know what?
That's what he said. Because I remember back to that promo, like, you know, he wasn't even upset at Randy how he won. He was just upset that I didn't do it first.
Exactly. Man. So I feel like that, you know, once Edge is fully healthy and ready to go, that would be just a great matchup for him. And hell, I wouldn't be mad if we get the heel Edge and Edge beats Drew. Like, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad about it because that's such a great character, and to see one more run for Edge, man, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yep, it would.
The Randy Edge thing is as much as, like I said, it feels like they could have another match. I'm not really excited about that. I want to see Edge go against somebody else at this point. I feel like they've exhausted that one, and enough time has passed now where even the momentum for that matchup is kind of done. Oh, really, for Randy, I feel like the move is go to SmackDown. Take him off Raw. You know,
he can go to SmackDown. Exactly. Like, I was actually kind of surprised that he remained on Raw, and I was like, God, well, that sucks. He could have just, yeah. You just go to SmackDown, man.
Because once you lose this, what else are you gonna do? And like the whole Legend Killer thing, it was cool, but now he's not even doing that anymore. Like it's just that whole thing is over.
Splinter Cell Randy now, man.
Yeah. Does he turn face? Like, does that make sense? No,
because that's boring Randy. Then we go back to everybody know face Randy is boring Randy. I don't want boring Randy Orton anymore.
Right.
I'm done with that. Like, and he said too, he hate being a face. Like, he says that he does not enjoy, and this is a shoot. He said this in interviews, countless interviews. He hates being a face. Like, yeah, he benefit financially from it, from the profits and all of that, from marketing. But he feel natural at his best when he's a heel. Yeah. And the proof is in the pudding. Like, we've seen this before.
Yeah. No. You're right, man. So I'm not sure, man. This whole thing for Randy, I don't know. This was it started out with some promise, and now I just feel like after this, I'm not sure what they do with Randy at this point, which sucks.
Maybe he takes a break.
Sucks to say. That's what I'm thinking, honestly. That might be the best thing for him.
Take a break.
Then refresh and let's see what happens. Go to SmackDown. There was a big trade.
Right, you know how they do it, right?
Orton. Yeah.
Typical BS.
Start over. Yeah. Just start over, man. Just start over and figure out. I don't know who you fight on SmackDown, but they'll figure it out. But on Raw, I think it's done. I think his time is done, man.
He probably could do something with Big E.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Yeah. Just that would be great for Big E to have someone like that, and it would be funny to compare if they did that, the feud with Big E against the feud with Kofi.
Ooh.
Because we were critical of Kofi and be like, why is he still, throwing pancakes and all that? I'm sure Big E won't be throwing pancakes.
Oh, hell no.
Against Randy Orton. Like this Big E, feel me.
Yeah.
That Big E is not throwing pancakes.
I remember when they was on that road to Kofi Mania, and I think Big E had to fight Randy Orton, and you saw that fire from him. He was like, "You got hell to pay, Randy. You got hell to pay." Just the way Randy came at Kofi Kingston Kids like that, and he was clapping back hard, man. I was like, this is the Big E we need right here.
Yeah,
potentially that's the Big E we're gonna get now.
Yep. Yeah, man, definitely. Before we get to the last match, just another thing that I just realized too about this draft that my brother actually had brought up. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are on the same show again.
I did not realize that. Good call. How did I miss that?
Yeah, they're both on SmackDown now, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna run it back. I'm pretty sure.
They are.
But this is different now, though. And I think this can actually help Kevin Owens because he's been, I don't know, man, just for some reason, man, face characters for some people, maybe it just doesn't work because he feels like he's lost. And he even admitted it so, like during his like certain segments, the Kevin Owens show, like he's like, yeah, I'm on this path. I'm just trying to find my way. So it even resonates with, within him, when you're doing his promos, maybe even in his wrestling, he just seems like he's just a shell of himself right now. Like, I want that Owens fight that they just don't give a damn, that turn on you, real quick, smile in your face and stab in your back real quick, and because right now he's not to me personally. To me, he's not benefiting from the face character. Now, maybe that can work with Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn's been great at being a heel.
I think so.
Being super annoying, super cocky. Maybe that can play well. See what the chemistry will be like having a face Kevin Owens and the heel Sami Zayn. See what that look like. Because right now it's not working for Kevin Owens in the face role.
Yeah, I think this story, because it's going to be it could be so personal. If they do it, between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and with Sami Zayn being the heel, I think that this would be the best shot they would have to have, face Kevin Owens work. I really do. So, definitely excited to see if they actually go through with that. But it stood out. I was like, oh, yeah, wow. Like, I didn't even realize that they had done this. But now they're on the same show again. And, we can talk about how many times Kevin Owens had betrayed Sami Zayn. And now,
countless times.
Maybe they're trying to rekindle the friendship, and Sami Zayn now is the one that, gets on Kevin and betrays him. I just think that's great, man. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing them hopefully play around with that. Also, too, before we get to the main event, we had a couple questions brought to us that we definitely wanted to bring in. Paris McCrae, thank you so much in the Facebook group for giving us these questions. So definitely wanted to answer these.
Yeah, special shout out to Paris McCrae. Is actually the first follower to like the Clark Street Facebook page, man. So we definitely appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, man. So shout outs to Paris McCrae.
Yeah, so Paris was asking about the Hurt Business. How far how far do we think the Hurt Business will go? So for me, I think the Hurt Business, because of the success of Bobby Lashley, we talked about it, and just that he's just been a beast right now. I feel like, it can go to the point where, maybe Bobby is fighting Drew McIntyre for the title, and they take it all the way to that level where, Bobby, is a challenger again for the title. And who knows, if they don't go the route of, we mentioned Edge and some other people potentially going against Drew, AJ Styles after this, maybe it's not them. Maybe it is Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's the one to actually take the belt off. It would be believable. He has a faction behind him. Like, it just makes sense that would be that the numbers game alone would be enough to help Bobby. But even one-on-one, when he puts the hurt lock,
when he locks that in you, it's like, okay, it's over, man. It's like the Chris Master locks. Like, once he's locking in, you're tapping. You can't get out.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that's believable. And also, too, I look at them and I see them all in suits, and I think of, like the Four Horsemen, and how, they kind of had this, like, the classy, we're the creme de la creme of the wrestling business, and that I get that vibe from them. I feel like that's what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to do their own version of, like, the Four Horsemen. So for me, I feel like, so they could be, that great, to have a faction like that. Because we've seen the Nation. They did their own thing, the militant group. That's cool. This one is more like, we're a business. We're classy. We're the cream of the crop. Like, and business is good, man. Like,
and you can't trust him, man. Titus was trying to get in. He was like, man, you know what? I got an opportunity, because I dressed the part too. And it was cool because, hey, man, I got to get an MVP because sometimes he could just sell you on some bullshit. And he was like, yeah, we're going to think about it. We're going to talk it over. And then he looked over to the Hurt Business. They all kind of shook their heads in agreement. And they're like, yeah, we talked about it. And Titus was like, oh, already? Yeah, we in business. And then he shook wasn't MVP's hand. He shook Bobby Lashley's hand. And then Bobby Lashley's like, yeah, we're business. And then Cedric Alexander just pushed MVP out the way. Hiya! Hit Titles O'Neil. They just all jumped. I was like, oh shit! I'm like, yeah. That looked good. That was a good power move right there. I like, man.
Yeah, man. So just stuff like that, man. It's just the sky is the limit, definitely, for the Hurt Business, I believe, for sure. And it's cool to see, just like, four just black brothers coming together,
Yes,
and just being awesome like that,
and
being
looking the
just
part,
featured
dressing the
way
part,
they are. Yeah, like, man, it's definitely awesome to see that. So yeah, I think the sky's the limit there. Paris was also asking, so top 5 people that we think could win the Royal Rumble. So that's interesting. I think on the men's side, I could see. I mean, I think the people that we're talking about here, that could go against Drew next, I feel like are the top guys I'm thinking about. So Edge returning, I could see him being a guy that could win it because he was so close last year. Yeah. So I could see him, the ultimate opportunist, finding a way to win the Royal Rumble this year. I could see an AJ Styles. I mean, AJ's never won the Royal Rumble, so that could be a name. Keith Lee, I think, is going to be a favorite, even though the music sucks and the booking is, kind of weird right now. But I think Keith Lee definitely is someone that I would put at the top of my list. After that, Big E for sure.
Yep,
has got to be a person you got to put there. Big E for sure is a name to look out for. And I need one more to kind of finish that up. I don't know, man. That's
when it gets murky.
Yeah, like who else here? Who would be that fifth
I'm looking
person?
at the roster, man, and I'm like, nah.
It's crazy because I remember
maybe
saying,
Aleister Black.
That's exactly who I was thinking of because I said the prediction I was making after last year's Rumble was that Aleister Black was going to win this year's Rumble.
Yeah.
The way they've been booking Aleister Black, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling so confident in that pick, but Aleister definitely has the potential to win it. I think kind of a dark horse in this would be like a Seth Rollins, Monday Night Messiah character, but he's won it before, so I don't know. Likelihood not him. I could see Dominic lasting a long time. I don't see him winning, but I could see him being there for a while. I
can actually see Rey Mysterio, Matt Riddle too, man.
Yeah,
I
could see that. I could see that.
I like maybe a few choices above him, but I can still see Matt Riddle in there too, in that mix.
Yeah.
Like if it's to win, it would be believable that he won the Royal Rumble.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. It'll be interesting, man. I mean, you can't overlook too Kevin Owens, a person we just talked about. Like, he's a made man. Regardless of what we think about him, face, heel, like he's a made man. So I think that for me, Kevin Owens definitely is going to be up there. But I think thinking about this right now, the 2 people that I feel like are the favorites to me, or maybe 3 people I should say that are the favorites to me, I think Edge, Keith Lee, and Big E. I think those 3. If Edge gets back and he's healthy, I think that's going to be a big potential winner for this Royal Rumble. But Keith Lee or Big E, those 2 guys really stand out because Keith Lee had that showing last year, and Big E is getting the push right now. Mm-hmm. So I think one of those 2 guys, those will probably be my 2 favorites to win it all, barring Edge's health in this whole thing. So those would be, I think, my top 3. And then, throwing in some of the other names, the AJ Styles and potentially Aleister Black.
I pretty much essentially have the same list, but with an added caveat to that, I probably would add The Fiend and Bray Wyatt. I could see him entering in the Royal Rumble 20, maybe even 30. Even come at 30, I think that might be surprising. And then he wins, and then we got Drew and The Fiend for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can see that. On the women's side, I think that Sasha Banks is my pick.
Oh yeah.
I think if she's not fighting for the title at Royal Rumble, I think her being in the Royal Rumble, that would be my pick. Barring some surprise return from like Ronda Rousey or Becky Lynch, I could see Sasha Banks win the Royal Rumble. That would be my main one. I mean, Lacey Evans, I think, is kind of a dark horse because they've been kind of, teasing her being a title contender for a while. Nikki Cross, I think would be another one that she's lost it so many times. Eventually, they're going to have to put this belt on her. They can't just keep having her go for the belt and lose it.
I don't know, man. I don't. Yeah. Maybe they see her, as a utility player. I don't know if they take her serious yet. They haven't shown me. Like, she is drafted to Raw, so let's see if if they her and Alexa, maybe like you said, maybe they can absorb the Fiend could absorb her and they make a little faction out of it or something like that.
Yeah.
I got another name though. Why not Bayley? Why not do what we did for Becky Lynch? You lost, but you came back. You came back and won the Royal Rumble.
Sasha that way. I like that. Like,
it's a repeat story, but it's actually believable for Bayley. Like, she lost, but then she'll come in the Royal Rumble, and then she wins so she can face Sasha at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, I like that. I feel like it is a repeat, but, WWE has done that before where they've just recycled old storylines. And in this situation, it would still make sense, because we want to get Sasha and Bayley going against each other in some way. Again, that makes sense. And tease like, hey, Sasha now, is she going to be able to successfully retain a title now at the grandest stage of them all and against Bayley?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that we going against her, and that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I mean, Bianca Belair.
I was just about to mention her name. I'm like, what about Bianca, man?
Bianca Belair could win this thing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of names. Charlotte Flair in a return, which would be kind of crazy because she just won it last year, but she's been out for so long too that if they save her, I feel like my bold prediction would be Charlotte Flair is going to be in the final two. I feel like you're going to do that.
Yeah, because it's Charlotte Flair.
Loses.
It's Charlotte Flair.
Right.
Yeah, you got to give her.
Right.
She's going to get her time. So yeah.
Right. And then I'm sorry, Asuka, but if that happens, I feel like Charlotte's about to take that title from her, man. Charlotte is going to take the title from Asuka. If she's there at the end, like imagine Charlotte and Sasha at the end.
Man.
Then. Yeah.
Oh, sign me up for that now.
Or Charlotte and Bayley, at the end, if going with the way that you said it, like we know it's gonna be Charlotte versus Asuka then at that point.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that's it. I'm sorry, Asuka. Sorry, Asuka. Oh man. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man. Well, and then also too, one last thing. I just mentioned The Rock versus the Tribal Chief. So just a thought on that. As a Mania matchup or just a matchup in the future. I think we've talked about that before.
We did.
On the
I
show,
actually
just that.
Predicted that. Like I kind of just saw the trajectory for Roman Reigns, and because he's calling himself the tribal chief, and like he's the one that runs the island, calling himself the head of the table. And I'm like, well, it's only another name that's bigger than yours, and that's The Rock.
Big name,
right, man.
Right.
Hey,
yeah.
Ain't no bigger name than that right now, and I think that'd be a great, The Rock haven't wrestled in a couple years, but I would just love to see the story aspect of that match and see how they would tell a story in a way that Rock can, all right, this is going to future-proof Roman Reigns' career for the rest, like for the foreseeable future now.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to, if that happens, Roman Reigns just the digs on The Rock and just like you think you're the head of the family, like. Who are you? You're this Hollywood guy. You're not even like just being calling him out. Like know how he did Samoa Joe, where he was like, you're like the runt, like no one even respects you.
Right, like you exiled or something like that. I was like, shit.
Right. So doing that as a heel and doing that to The Rock, like we don't even acknowledge you as being a part of our tribe, like let alone the head of the table. Like you're basically an outsider. Are you even like just questioning his Samoan? Like, are you even a true Samoan kind of thing? Like, whoa, that's personal. And then to bring that out of The Rock and he bring it like, how dare you? And just seeing those two collide on some like tribal Samoan, like this is Rock being like, this is who I am, and this motherfucker is like calling me out and saying I'm not Samoan. What? You know,
like I'm not the chief.
Hold on, I gotta check.
Like, bro, I got a whole company, man. I'm possibly future president.
Right, man. So that right there, I would be all in. I'd be all in on that matchup. That's cool. I mean, it doesn't have to be for the title, but it'll probably be for the title. It got to
be for the title, man.
You know, and
I think that's the perfect way to tell that story because you know he's the tribal chief, so he needs to. You can't call yourself the tribal chief and not have a title. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. Yeah.
No, I agree. So yeah, man. So definitely would be excited for that to see that feud that happen, that dream match finally happen at WrestleMania. And speaking of Roman Reigns, so that takes us back to Hell in a Cell, the main event, Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in an I Quit match in Hell in a Cell. First of all, Roman Reigns is gonna win this match. Okay, so let's just there's no prediction to be made here. Roman Reigns win the match, but what do we see taking place here? Like
a mind fuck.
Roman Reigns?
This is what we're gonna get.
Right? What is he gonna say? What is he gonna do to Jey Uso to get him to quit?
I don't know. It's gonna be something impactful. Like you're gonna just eyes bugged out like that dude, you know, that one guy in the crowd for WrestleMania when Undertaker lost, you know, just bug-eyed like that, like, damn, what the fuck, you heard what he just said to his own cousin? It's about to kill him.
Yep. You know what I just thought of, actually, is I feel like there's nothing, based off of what we saw last time, Jey just won't quit. It'll take it. I don't think there's anything Roman Reigns can do to him to make him quit. But what if Jimmy comes out, gets involved to like back up his brother, and Roman gets his hands on him, takes him to the top of the cage, and says, "Hey Jey, what happens next is on you. You better quit or." This is happening.
Well, he's told him. Remember, what was it? I mentioned it last episode, how it was a mindfuck when he told his cousin, like, it's going to be consequences once you say I quit. I was like, bro,
what does he mean?
What do you mean by that? He's going to whoop his ass? Is an ass whooping coming after the ass whooping? No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, bro. I'll be like, okay, yeah, something's coming. Something is coming, and that's believable right there. I can believe that. Yeah. Jimmy coming out there, and then he was like, "Hold on, what? Nah, okay, I get it. You're not gonna say you quit. I get it, but I'm gonna make you say it. Grab his brother.
You see this right here? This is I'm about to finish him. You better. What happens next is on you." Yeah. Acknowledge me, quit.
And he just might throw him off, even after he said quit. Like quit.
Anyway,
like all right,
right, exactly.
Here you go.
Right, thank
go
you,
get him. Right.
Like, what did you
go
man. Get him? Oh man. The potential for this, man, is just crazy. This is easily my most anticipated matchup for sure.
Oh yes, because we're all wondering what is Roman Reigns going to do. Yeah,
they got us. They got us with this.
Oh yeah,
it's just crazy to think 2020 Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, the most anticipated match at Hell in a Cell. Just done.
Talking about a deal breaker, just God, like. All right, bro, you just overtalked the sale. I'm done. I'm walking out because that's what you did.
Yeah.
I was all in for Randy Orton and Drew, and now it's like I can care less. Actually, remove the match from the Hell in a Cell card. Ooh. I don't want to see it, man. It's not worth my time.
Ooh. God, that sucks. It sucks to hear, but it sucks more because it's true.
Yes.
It's true. You could get rid of it, and I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, I'm cool with that."
Yep,
I'm cool with
that.
Who
wants to see
just
that now?
Start the show with that and get it out the way. Just get it out the way. and then you can go into the Jeff Hardy Elias one, because I'm actually more interested in Jeff Hardy versus Elias than I am Drew and Randy.
Yeah, man.
In a weird way, but yeah.
You're right.
I actually am, because I'm curious. I like Elias being a heel again. Yes. I want to say that. I want to walk with Elias. I want him to tell us, hey, I hate all of you. Yes. That's entertainment for me.
It is. Not Splinter Cell Randy. Not the guy that's afraid. No. What are you doing?
Randy, come on, man. I can't take the legend killer. I'm not afraid of you now after what you just, come on.
Yeah.
Sucks. That just sucks. I was so ready to see Randy as champion, and I want you, Ric Flair, the emotion when he told Randy, I want to be there when you break my record, not John Cena's record, my record. Damn near in tears.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are being like, take it off the card. Like, wow.
Yeah, man. That's sometimes that's how that journey goes, man. It goes one way. You expecting like, oh man, how can they mess this up? How can they mess this up? They do. Splinter Cell Randy.
Oh man. All right, man. Well, we went. Yeah.
Smiling too much. I gotta massage my cheeks now. Laughing too much.
Dude, man. You got to. It's so messed up, man. You got to laugh at it. You got to smile.
Yeah.
You got to find some way to just like.
You got to find the entertainment out of this somehow.
That's where we're at. Oh man, well that's the recap. That's not the recap. The predictions for Hell in a Cell. We're on the same page with all these matches. We didn't really see anything differently here. We both got Elias going over Jeff Hardy. We both have Bayley retaining against Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
I guess with this one, Drew McIntyre winning and retaining against Randy Orton, and then of course Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, beating the living hell out of Jey Uso and potentially grabbing his brother and saying, "Hey, what happens next is on you."
Yes.
So, yeah, man. We're on the same
straight
page
asshole.
with this one. So, you're right. Hey, man. Just this Roman Reigns. Yes, more please, man. Tribal Chief. We here. We respect you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Any final thoughts from you on this, man?
Remove the match. Randy Orton, Drew from Hell in a Cell. I'm straight. I wouldn't care. I'm not gonna flip over like, why they do it? Why they take it off? I don't care. Just like you can make an injury, workaround or something like that. Like, yeah, they got, Randy Orton got jumped or something like that, whatever. And, we kick off another story for him. He's
Retribution jumped Randy Orton.
Right. Hack. Mustafa.
Hack with a Q took out Randy Orton.
Man. Hey, what would be cool about Mustafa Ali? If he was to come out as Hack and then you see like AJ Styles and everybody on their Twitch and then he comes in hacking. Right. You see him on the video like, oh shit.
You've just been hacked.
Right. With a Q.
Like, oh, hell no. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Yep. Yeah. Seriously. But next Monday night on Raw, if it comes out and he's named Hack with a Q, seriously. WWE, we know you're listening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know. We know now. We didn't then. We know now.
I don't know what I would do, though. Seriously. I would die. I would die laughing. Like, if they literally, he shows up, his name is Hack with a Q.
With Q? Oh, bro. I would be dead. I would be just on the ground. I actually have to pause. I'll probably have to take a break because I'm like, I can't stop laughing. I'll probably immediately text you. Like, bro, you just cannot believe what just happened. I probably just have to record it from my phone and then send it to you and just show you my reaction.
You're like, they did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
It's called Hack with a Q. They actually did that.
My heart.
Hack with a Q.
with a Q. He just has to write it out with a Q.
That actually reminds me because you know, like that chicken place in the city, Sharks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I stay in Indiana. We don't, and then it's a place that has like the same lettering, same color. It's called Sharks, but it has an X at the end. It's called Shark. I'm like, hold on. And me and my wife looking at that. I'm like,
wait a minute.
Wait a damn minute.
Wait a minute. What is this?
Is this like an off-brand, like imitation of Sharks?
Dude, man. I remember growing up and there was, I seen some, I thought it was Nike shoes or Nike something. And I'm just like, no, that's just a check mark. That's not a Nike swoosh. That's a check mark. Those are check marks. Those shoes are check marks. Like, what is that?
Here's some
like,
Ikes, man. Brand new Ikes.
Ikes. They just dropped the end.
Drop the end.
Get your Ikes. Ikes? Oh, no. How much you pay for them? What are those?
Oh, man. Okay, hold on, man. Just, see, man, I got to do this, man. Just, woo. Yeah, got to relax some cheeks.
We had fun on the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, man.
As always, man.
Listeners, we hope we made you laugh with this too, man. This is great. We're having a lot of fun here. Yeah, man. So that's it in the bag. The predictions for Hell in a Cell. We'll see what happens. We'll come back and do the recap of Hell in a Cell and see what predictions came true and what things they surprised us with. And hopefully we come in, positive about all these matches. And hopefully Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre did not happen because we don't need it. We don't need it on this card.
Don't need it on the card.
Exactly.
I'm done. Throw it in the trash. Just throw it away.
Hey, man. Exactly. But Tribal Chief Jey Uso, we here for it. We here for it. So, all right, man. You know what it is. You know what time it is. Tell the people.
Oh, yes. One of my favorite segments to do. You can always follow us. It's a lot of ways you can follow us. Follow us on the various social platforms. You got Facebook. It's the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast Facebook page. You can hit the follow, hit the like button. And we're growing a lot. We have a lot of likes on there, 147 likes, I believe. So we're getting across that 150 on the 200. So thank you for people who continue to hit the like button, follow the show, support us. We thank you very, very, very much. All right. And you can always too, where it's linked up. So if you're scrolling down, hitting that like button, if you scroll down a little bit more, you see that Facebook community page. It's the Clark Street Wrestling Community Facebook group page. It is it's private, but if you submit you want to be joined, I will welcome you with open arms because it's all about people who love wrestling, does all walks of life, WWE, NXT, AEW, MLW, Impact. It doesn't matter. As long as you love wrestling,
Japan,
you got a sense of humor. Come on down. Come on to the Clark Street Wrestling Community. We would love to have you. All right. And you can always follow us too on Twitter. Hit that Twitter page, over 230 followers and growing at the Clark_Wrestling Twitter page. And as well, we got our Instagram page. Hit that follow button too. I think we have about 115 followers. So we're growing over there on that platform as well. So people who follow us on Instagram, hit that follow button, that respond to us. We get engaged. We love you. Thank you for that. And you can always follow us on Clark_Street_Wrestling. And I can't forget about TikTok. Yes. This massive beast. I got to feed it. And then we all have these growing fans and followers, over 500. Thank you so much for that. Woo. On to, I guess, to 1,000, man. Let's go. I can't wait for that. And of course, my daughter's going to stay hating on that. So thank you, daughter. I love you. Thank you for hating. It just gives me so much love to let me know that I'm doing it great. All right. So thank you, daughters. And you can always follow us, our TikTok page. That's Clark_Street_Wrestling. And I can't forget about how you can listen to our show. That is very important. All right. You can always follow us on, listen on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker. We're on iHeart too. And I got to mention, we're on Amazon. So if you got Amazon, we on Amazon. All right. Pull up on your Amazon Prime and look up Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Yeah. We on Amazon.
We there.
Right. Starting to show up everywhere. Popping up.
Hey, we there.
Right.
Oh, man. Hey, thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for just being here, being in the audience, and also, too, the interaction. Again, Paris McRae, thank you so much.
Yes.
More people, throw your questions at us. We'll definitely make it a part of the show, make it a segment for the show, and answer those questions. That was a lot of fun. Want to do that a lot more. So thank you. That is going to do it for this week's episode, this prediction show for Hell in a Cell. For Devin, I'm Hafiz. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.